Hi, I'm Katie, facialist and founder of Relax, a skin studio in London, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So you are just joining into Relax Explains. This is my series that I developed to try and explain confusing things in the beauty and skincare industry, to try and shine some clarity on any kind of skin conditions that people are struggling with and they're not finding the answers to. So this week I'm going a little bit off piste and I am talking about gut health. So I am a nutritionist. I'm a registered nutritionist. I trained for 3 years, so listen to me, don't listen to bloggers that have no qualifications. And this is a really huge topic. So last week we were talking about acne, and we were talking about what goes in the skin, actually on the skin surface, to create a spot and to kind of perpetuate acne. And we also talked about the products that can help on a topical level. We know that acne is a super complex condition. It's not about what face wash you're using or what cream you're using. There are so many factors involved, such as genetics, stress, hormones, and also gut health. So we are going to be taking a little look into one element of gut health today. We're going to be talking about leaky gut, or intestinal hyperpermeability. This is linked to acne and also other inflammatory skin disorders. So our gut, if you think of like our gut, it has tight junctions. So it's not like a hose or like a pipe that is just like the same all the way. It's made up of these tight junctions, so bits that are next to each other, and they're meant to be super tight, but with lots of different factors such as stress, alcohol, antibiotics, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories such as ibuprofen, fizzy drinks, pesticides, any chronic inflammatory bowel disorders such as Crohn's. I've said stress always plays a part. These tight junctions can become loose, so then you have leaky gut. So this means that your food and everything you're eating, tiny particles of it can go into the bloodstream. It can get out of the gut. It's meant to run from the mouth to the anus, that is our gut. It can escape and get into the bloodstream. And this creates an immune response because the body thinks that these particles of food are foreign bodies that need to be attacked. How do you know if you have leaky gut? So if you have been experiencing acne or any other inflammatory skin disorder such as rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, hives, you know, like urticaria it's called, where you come up and like kind of welts all over the body, any rashes, any inflammatory skin disorder, this could be anywhere on the body, face or scalp, always kind of try and tune in with yourself and see how your gut is feeling. So the kind of signs and symptoms that you want to be looking for are bloating, and these things are not normal. If you are suffering, you need to either go and see a nutritionist for some help or support, or try and do a little protocol on your own. If it's severe, I would always recommend getting the help of a nutritionist, just because it can be a bit complicated and nutritionists are trained and there's lots of misinformation out there on the internet. So any bloating, extreme bloating on waking, on eating, any irregular bowel movements, so constipation or loose stools, a really fast transit time, can be a sign of leaky gut. Reflux, so any kind of like acid reflux, heartburn, excessive flatulence and excessive burping. So none of these things are normal. If you are suffering, I'm sure that you will know that you are suffering, and I'm going to be sharing a protocol with you today that's pretty simple and can help repair the gastrointestinal tract and any damage that has been, or not any damage, but damage that has been done to the gut. If you have been super sick, like if you've been traveling and you've caught a really bad bug and you never really recovered, or if you had like a virus and you never recovered, always see your GP. You need to go and get a stool test. There could still be bacteria and parasites in the gastrointestinal tract, so that will need more specialist attention. Again, it can be done either through complementary medicine or conventional medicine, but it will need to be, this protocol will not work for you. If you have been under huge amounts of stress, if you've been drinking too much, if you're taking, if you have had to take like a course of antibiotics, or you've been on and off of antibiotics, or you suffer with headaches and you take a lot of like painkillers, you probably are suffering from a little bit of gut impermeability. So some of the other signs and symptoms, other than just inflammatory skin conditions, are migraines. If you've been suffering from migraines and you are suffering from digestive conditions and acne, this could be a symptom. Fatigue, feeling super tired because you're not going to be absorbing your nutrients properly. Having mood swings, and also having any food sensitivities that you kind of can't really put your finger on, and becoming sensitive or intolerant to things that you never were before. It may not be the food, it may probably be your gut and your gut flora and your gut health. So what can you do to help your gut and help your skin? We use a protocol for leaky gut called the 4 R's protocol. So the 4 R's are remove, replace, re-inoculate and repair. So what you want to do is something that I understand is really tricky, but it's the only way to do it because intolerance testing is inaccurate. So you want to keep a food diary and see what foods in particular are kind of setting off an inflammatory response in the gut. Is there anything that's really not agreeing with you? Just note everything down. If it's too annoying to remember to note everything down, voice note yourself, or like voice note something, and then you can just record all the information at the end of the week. You need to remove those trigger foods. If you are having like sugar, alcohol, lots of caffeine, and you know that it's bad for your tummy, you need to cut those out. Same goes for gluten. I do not think that gluten will be bad for everyone, but if you are eating gluten, or if you're eating beans and pulses, or you know, whatever you're having, and you're immediately having like a lot of bloating, stomach cramps, definitely remove those foods for now. Only for now, for like 4 weeks while you do the protocol, and then you can slowly reintroduce them. You want to replace the trigger foods, or the foods that are causing you discomfort, with foods that are going to soothe and heal the gut. So I'm sure that you all know about the gut flora, the good bacteria that lives in our guts. You want to be eating lots of pre and probiotic foods. So these are things like kimchi, sauerkraut, onions, garlic. Again, only if you can tolerate them. Kefir, coconut kefir, yogurts, things that have good bacteria that are going to feed and nourish the gut. You can look to include bone broths that are really rich in collagen, so they're great at soothing this gastrointestinal lining, this mucosal lining that runs from the mouth to the anus, that can get really easily irritated by alcohol, by drugs. So other things that are great at doing that are cabbage, having cabbage soup, looking at supplements or teas such as marshmallow root and licorice. They're great for soothing and calming the gastrointestinal lining. Slippery elm as a powder, you can put a little, I mean it's pretty rank, but you can put a little bit with the powder, put some water, make a paste, and then put a tiny bit more water, and it becomes kind of this gelatinous, really selling it, this gelatinous drink that you can drink, and it soothes the gastrointestinal lining. Great for heartburn, reflux, those kind of burping, that kind of reaction. You can also look to include bitter foods. So bitter foods are things like water, chicory, endive, rocket, watercress. These will stimulate bile production, and they'll make it a lot easier for your gut to break down food. This means that you won't have so much undigested food in the stool, you will have a slower transit time, and you'll be able to better absorb the nutrients that you're eating. Therefore you'll be feeding your body and feeding your skin. You can look to begin to repair the gut by introducing some supplements or powders such as L-glutamine, which you can get in powder format. You can put it in a smoothie, or you can get as a capsule. I would really recommend checking out my story on my Instagram highlights all about supplements, so that you have more information on supplements there if you're going to choose to include them. You can look to take a really good quality probiotic. Simprove is a great one, but it is super pricey. Something like Optibac or Biocult is a much more accessible price point, and they're also great. Terra Nova, who I love, does a wonderful pre and probiotic and digestive enzymes supplement. Having digestive enzymes do the same thing as incorporating bitter foods, so they help you better break down food so that you can get the full benefit of them and not have so much digestive discomfort if your gut is struggling to break down the things that you're eating. And there I've covered the final 2 points: repair and re-inoculate. So re-inoculate with the good bacteria and repair with soothing things such as L-glutamine, which is really, really great for calming down any kind of inflammation within the gastrointestinal tract and making those tight junctions nice and strong so that little particles of food aren't getting out and going into the bloodstream and causing this immune response, which makes the body have this kind of inflammatory response, which can exacerbate inflammatory skin disorders such as acne. I hope that will make sense. I know it's quite a lot of information. If you need any more support with this, get in touch with us. We offer nutritional consultations. We have quite a lot of resources on our website, so check them all out. We're always sharing stuff on Instagram. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. If there's anything that you guys would like explained on Relax Explained, comment below. And next week we are going to be talking about hormones, so make sure you tune back in for that. Thanks so much.